Smoke 2 joints in the morning.
Light switch right here.
Don't need it. I smoked 2 joints before I smoked 2 joints.
Then I smoke 2 more. Oh, it's just something else. Smoke 2 joints. Before I smoke 2 joints.
Well, this is a one-sided podcast. It's just y'all. I get to do the talking though. I get to do the
You're gonna have,
question.
why can't you just like make the podcast? You
Hello?
can't make this microphone omnidirectional. Set this microphone in the
It's
middle.
picking me up. I was
Hello?
talking about the video. I
Oh.
got 2 angles.
We'll
Hello?
put a mirror behind us.
It's like you're my mirror. Like I'm looking at the other half of me. And
So you plan on going back? What's your goal over there?
I'm gonna work there. Okay, so I have 8 more months left on my contract, but then I want to work another year, so 12 more months. So making it a total of 20 more months.
So you plan on going back for 1 more year?
A year and a half, a little over a year and a half, and I want to save 10,000 RMB each month times 20 months, meaning 20,000. So that means whenever I come back.
You're able to save over there pretty good?
Now that my wife left, yeah, of course.
Oh, shit.
But she only left 6 weeks ago. But that's how I have enough money to come
Are
here
you
to
happy
USA. I mean, I'm not happy she left. I wish she didn't, but
You wish you would have worked it out.
yeah.
But things happen.
But I do save money without her being there.
Yeah.
But
That's a given.
I figured, so I want to come back in 20 months whenever I have 200,000 RMB saved up, which is like divide $1 equals 6.9 RMB. So it's almost $30,000. 30,000 US dollars I'll come back with
Yeah. Well, I think
at least.
I think you just focus on yourself. Everything will work out. You know.
So
Never know. It's just a little split. But I think other than that, you're doing good. You're doing good out there.
But for
Well,
our
I'm
studio
working.
audience, first of all, we have Conrad Herrera from Fort Worth, Texas.
Hello, audience.
Along with your dapper co-host,
Hey, just gonna blow this up to like
Adrian Garza. No, I'm just kidding.
20,000.
No, I'm not. Hey, but so what? For most of these people don't know what we're talking about. So what just happened? Why are you here? Who are you? What's the story?
I came from China yesterday.
What?
Yeah.
And you are who in relation to MLH?
MLH is my cousin.
You can see like
His dad is my dad's brother. We're cousins that way.
And we're cousins too.
Oh, Adrian too, the guy I'm talking to. He's my cousin too. We're all 3 first cousins.
Okay.
So
This is the first cousin podcast. Or no, Ricky's been on. Ricky's been on it.
I haven't lived. I mean, I visited Fort Worth 3.5 years ago, August 2019. I was here for a month. I would have been every single year. I would have come every single summer. But when COVID came, China locked their borders for like 3 years almost. But then they abandoned that policy 2 months ago because everybody in China got sick.
Do they keep you in the loop over there? Like, is there like news about what's going on?
Well, all the foreigners watch foreign media. It's blocked for all the
Can't get
Chinese.
Fox.
No, I mean, no. So the way foreigners do it is we all have VPNs. VPNs are illegal, but foreigners still download them. If I didn't...
You have a VPN?
Yeah, if me and Susanna, if we never downloaded VPNs, we would never have access to Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, WhatsApp. None of that works without a VPN.
This is gonna go viral now.
No, I mean, everyone who lives in China knows that.
Yeah.
It's kind of weird because in China, the biggest group of foreigners are like Burmese, and then after that, it's South Korean. But then it's American. There's more Americans than Vietnamese, Thai, British, Australian, Nigerian.
Are they?
A lot of Americans are there. Most Americans are there teaching English. Because you don't.
Crazy? What do you feel about that? Do you feel like you're doing a justice when it comes to like them? Are you making a difference, like in their neighborhood? I know if it wasn't you, it would be somebody else, right?
But we are making a difference when it comes to teaching some younger children.
Yeah.
I teach at a university
You're
now.
showing them America is good.
America's diverse.
Yeah.
Because they think all Americans are white, blonde hair, blue eyes. But so you meet diverse Americans there.
I can see that. That's a good.
It's really a good message.
They're trying to integrate.
Because all the older Chinese, like who are older than us, who are our same age and older, they're like, "Oh, you're a fake American." And I'm like, "Have you been American?" No, I seen movies, TV, Hollywood. I'm like, that's not real life.
Yeah.
Like, everyone's white, right? Everyone's Brad Pitt and Matt Damon. Like, no, that's not the majority.
When I went to Greece, somebody told me, he was like, "You from Texas?" "Oh, I heard a racist over there." I was like, "They're not racist."
I mean, a lot are, but they're still nice too.
Yeah, it's like they think you just can't walk around and be who you are.
Everyone says, "Oh, you're from USA." Oh, I don't want to go too violent. But I'm like, I lived here 38 years of my life, and I never got shot and killed or robbed.
Yeah, well,
Most of my family hasn't either, or friends.
we're not the type to be in those type of places.
Yeah, just don't go to Village Creek.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, in the United States and in Texas, everybody's racist against everybody. Like low key, everyone's racist against everybody. Hispanics. If like your sister was to bring home a white guy, oh no, that's not cool. If some of my friends were dating a black girl and the girl finally let them take them home, their parents hated it. They're not gonna agree with it whatsoever. You know what's funny too? So we're called Chicanos, and because we're of Mexican descent, but we're Americans.
Yeah.
But and you have more perspective of this because you lived in South America. But
I've been to South.
You've been to some. You lived there for a while.
No, I've been to Brazil
months at a time.
I've been to Brazil 6 times, and 2 times I stayed for a month.
That's awesome.
I've been to Mexico like 5 or 6 times. No, Sao Paulo.
Okay, before we get
I've been to Mexico and I stayed a month at a time. Before we get too far,
Mexicans
your Spanish is
are even racist to us Chicanos.
Yeah,
that's even the thing. And there's a lot of that culture, even the caste system in India.
In India, yeah.
Did you hear the couple Joe Rogans ago? I forgot the guy's name, but he was talking about how China has like 10 years left.
Yeah, and I really like that.
What do you mean?
China's like an up and coming, growing, dominant superpower, but he's like, because of their population decline. And the fact that they stress rote memorization instead of creativity, they don't have any patents. No patents. They don't have new technologies emerging. Their population is declining. Wow. They're a world superpower now. They're an up-and-coming world superpower. But he said they're going to be finished in 10 years.
Wow.
Same thing about Russia, because Russia's population is declining.
And they have too many old people and too much young people that don't want to do shit.
They don't have enough young people who want to have families. The whole China one child policy.
That's the same situation we got going. We're doing the same thing.
It could be, but we were never to that extreme to where 10 years ago we didn't have that one child policy.
10 years ago we would have, or maybe even 20 years ago, we would have like 5 kids each or something.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I mean, look at us. We're all past the age of 30, and none of us have kids.
Yeah.
And I wouldn't say that we're ugly guys in particular, and
No.
I wouldn't say that it's not for trying, probably, to be married or to have kids or whatever.
It's where we think too much, and we don't let our emotions drive us there. Like we could easily just stay in the pocket and just go all the way, but something that's I guess y'all apparently the same way I am, unless y'all just shooting blanks,
No.
y'all are meant to know what you're doing, and you know the risk, and it's always been that way. But some people, they just willy nilly.
I've been using the pull-out method since I was in Since I was in.
You forgot what we're talking about.
Why are we talking about Willie?
Cousin Willie.
He said Willie.
No, but ever since I started having sex, I would always pull out. I mean, I've had a few girls pregnant.
Oh wow.
I've had, and they had miscarriages.
Oh wow.
But even
but they tried to have it.
Yeah.
It wasn't an abortion.
No, miscarriage.
Which is okay. There's nothing wrong with that. I think.
Ain't nothing wrong with it.
Real talk.
Real talk.
This is good. I like this. I got some more drink back there.
Conrad's abstaining. Why are you abstaining? This is I'm curious.
You see what I got? Drink?
Yeah, but I'm asking Conrad. Why are you abstaining, Conrad?
Oh.
He's got all kinds of
little taste.
Oh, I never had Tito's vodka. Before I went to China, that didn't exist.
You want some?
I went to JFK Airport and I saw two white people.
Pour a little bit. Let us flavor it.
I saw a girl and a guy, like a couple. I'm like, I can sit with. I can sit with these old blokes. I'll sit with these old blokes and order Tito's vodka.
Oh, Tito. Hey, you know what?
Order Tito's vodka.
And everyone drinks Tito's now. That's like the number one thing that the Kardashians drink.
So
that's all they drink.
At JFK Airport, I'm like, hey sir, I'll have it. He's like, sorry, we're closed. I'm like, you motherfucker. Yet these Australian guys are drinking.
Son of a motherless goat.
What? Ice?
I don't know how it goes.
He's got ice. He's got a little bit of ice.
Is it better neat or?
I don't need ice.
Isn't Tito's vodka a George Clooney drink?
No, the George Clooney one is Casamigos.
Oh, Casamigos.
Yeah, Casamigos tequila.
Casamigo. Isn't he that Migo that got shot?
No, he's not a part of the Migos.
In the poker game. Craps or whatever. Tito's. Who makes Tito's vodka?
I don't know, but
Conor
McGregor. A guy named
McGregor.
Tito.
They have nothing to do with this podcast.
We'll do it live. We'll do it just a little bit because I never tasted it before. Oh, there it goes. I'll take some Tito's vodka.
All right.
It's like people thought that I was going to change
to our,
when I went to China.
Cheers to our host.
Cheers
to fun.
Cheers to my blokes.
To good times and to...
Cheers to my blokes. My
all right, you got to say a toast first. Go ahead.
Have a good one.
Ski.
To many travels and many
men.
babbles.
All right,
many
so
babbles. Travels and babbles.
To fun with my family in Fort Worth.
Nowhere else.
To rocking it out with your cock out.
God.
Alright, let's try it.
Flavor it.
I give it a 7.5.
It's like you watch Barstool. Barstool, they race the pizza. I want that job. Like he just goes around. See, we gotta get on this video money because all he does is just go around and rate pizza. And people respect his.
This tastes like pure ethanol.
Yeah, it's really strong. Yeah.
God, dog.
At first sip, it didn't taste that way, but now it does.
This tastes like
it goes backwards.
Tastes different.
It goes. Oh yeah, I thought this was a sipping tequila. You know this. There's no sipping tequila.
Hey, dude, I sip Casamigos all day long.
The sipping tequilas are usually not tequilas, but
mezcals.
Mezcals, yeah. I like mezcal so much, and the first time I had mezcal was in China.
What?
And mezcal is so good.
Yeah,
in
because
USA,
it had fentanyl in it. That's why.
No, they're
real.
real.
Addicted to
imported
it. Yeah.
directly from Mexico. and it's so good. It's like an
so is
oak
that what they
flavor.
is that what the Chinese trade the Mexicans for their fentanyl? They trade them mezcal.
No, because my friend, he owns a Mexican restaurant. He's a Mexican guy, and he's like, I have mezcal for. Do you want a mezcal? Because you know how Mexicans talk. And he's like, I import, I own these tacos, and you don't no tequila, okay, mezcal.
There's Mexicans in China?
Yeah, I mean, the biggest, okay, like I said, okay, Burma's number one, then South Korea, and then USA out of nowhere is number 3 for like foreigners who work in China. I understand.
That doesn't surprise me.
I understand Burma and I understand Korea because they're border countries with China. But USA, we're like on the opposite side of the world.
Yeah, that doesn't surprise me.
And then after us, it's weird. It's like, I think after us, it's like there's like more Australians than British.
Interesting.
Then there's South Africans.
Did you learn anything about the culture, about the people, the history? Like what drives them as a nation? What
They have this thing. They have strong patriotism. They're like, oh, I don't want to live in America. So much pollution. Oh, everyone's shooting each other. Everyone has guns. And I'm like, you do realize there's like more pollution in China. Like they're the most toxic country. And
what they say?
no, I mean they just don't get it. Like
You tell them that?
I tell them that because they're like, oh, it's so dangerous. I'm like, like you hear stories about shootings at schools and people getting robbed and killed because it's rare. If it were common, it wouldn't make the news.
Right.
And so I tell them this all the time. And I go, you know what? You always talk crap about, oh, I don't want to go to USA. I want to go, but it's so dangerous. I'm like, yeah, when you go to every university, the biggest group of international students are Chinese.
Right.
And they're fine. They don't speak English, but they're fine.
Have you broke it down to anybody over there and they like totally changed their ways?
Well, this is what happens to me most of the time. Like I've been like all the foreign people intermingle with each other. All the foreigners, we look at each other because they're like, whoa.
Like orgies?
No, we look at each other. We're like, whoa, you're not Chinese. Where are you from? And they're like, oh, I'm Pakistan or Turkish or, you know, they're from so many different like here in the U.S.
Feet there? They don't bind their feet, right?
No, that was like hundreds of years ago, over 100 years
But
ago.
they're bringing it back.
No, that was over 100 years ago.
I don't know what
Anyway.
But the point is, all the international people mix,
Okay.
and everybody's like, "How are you from America?
So
You're not from
interracial
America."
babies and stuff like that.
No, well, I'm talking about like we're friends with each other more than we are friends with Chinese. Like you could go there
Right.
and never learn Chinese
Right.
because all your friends are going to be Filipino, Turks, Arabs, Russians, and Americans. The Americans there are every background. So Americans intermingle with every race,
Right.
every nationality. But it's the other ones who don't.
So what's
Yeah.
the primary language other than Mandarin or
Well, I mean, okay, so there's,
Chinese?
English.
English.
What's weird is that there are Chinese girls. It's a very small minority, very small percentage. There are Chinese girls who only date foreigners. If they had one
Those are
white,
like the gold digger girls, right?
not necessarily, because
There's some sort of stereotype.
there's a stereotype, but it's not what you would think.
Tell me.
The stereotype is, why do foreigners have ugly Chinese girlfriends and wives? Because for them, the foreigners get ugly girlfriends. They're not beautiful for Chinese standards. But for foreigners, we're like, whoa, she's hot. Chinese, oh, hot.
But they like crooked teeth and all types of shit.
They have different standards of beauty.
Yeah.
And so on all their social media in Chinese, they're like, why do foreigners like ugly girls?
So what? Okay, so then what?
And they like ugly white dudes too, who are
so
like
then
really
what
nerdy.
constitutes an ugly Chinese girl? And can we
they're-
pull that up on the picture in picture?
They don't have the stereotypical
No, I'm just
features.
playing.
They don't have the stereotypical
I
features.
need some.
Maybe they're darker skinned.
Okay. Show me a photo of what a beautiful Chinese girl would look like.
Oh, I'll show you. I have to show it on my phone because I have it on social media.
To them,
Just like
to them.
you just can't
I don't
Google
know
it?
their names. I'll show you. I have so Chinese social media. The number one's called WeChat. My internet's not working for some reason, but I'll show you. I'll show you some girls.
Look, so that's I just typed in beautiful Chinese girl.
Do you have international? Do you have international?
Oh, that one's very beautiful.
Your international roaming.
I mean, this just looks like a generic beautiful girl.
You got Huawei?
I have
that just looks like a generic beautiful girl.
She's very beautiful. Yeah.
She just looks like normal. Okay, so she's pretty.
She's probably gonna be tall, like taller than me.
What do you mean?
She's a beautiful girl.
Oh, tall?
Yeah.
Well, like how tall?
The point is, she would never be with a foreigner guy.
And
she would never be with the white guy or.
So this girl.
No, never be with the white guy or a black guy or Mexican.
This girl would never be with anybody else other than Chinese.
A rich Chinese guy. Yeah.
Huh. That's interesting.
I'm trying to find one that's like the ones who are usually with foreigners. We'd be like, oh yeah, she's pretty cute, but the Chinese don't think that they're.
Okay,
cute.
so show me one of those ones then. Show me a girl that's not cute, not
but
pretty.
She's with the Chinese.
To Chinese standards.
Okay.
But
so
good looking to us.
I have a friend.
Yeah.
Okay. I have a friend. He was in China for 12, 13 years.
It depends who you have.
And he just broke up with a girl and then he went to New York. So he's in New York now. And his girlfriend, everybody's like, oh, all the foreigners are like, she's so hot. And none of the Chinese thought she was hot.
Really?
Yeah, her name is Scarlett. And, my internet's not working, but I do have screenshots. Because she took photos with Susanna.
You want me put the Wi-Fi on?
Who's Susanna?
My wife
Wi-Fi.
who left.
It's his wife he's had forever.
All right, so
you have a wife and she left?
Yeah.
This is for the studio audience. Online audience.
I ain't got no time.
You want me to put the Wi-Fi on? When you see your phone, put the Wi-Fi thing. I'll put the password.
Put on the Wi-Fi.
So nobody told you over there that you look like a young Bruce Lee?
Me? No, of course not.
You do.
All right, so here's me and my wife. And so the guy from New York and his chick. So many foreigners like, she's so beautiful.
She's not even Chinese.
Yeah, she is.
She doesn't look Chinese.
Well, I mean, that's a weird angle, but yeah, she is Chinese.
All right, show the studio audience.
They can see.
There's the camera right there.
So we did a Santa Claus pub crawl 2 years ago. And everyone's like, oh, she's so hot. How's
Do you have a better photo of her? This is the world's worst photo.
She's like 18 years younger than her.
She looks
her
Pinoy
dude.
in that photo because of the angle.
Oh yeah, you're right about that. Oh, here's another one.
Like what? Just because I'm
So,
American, I don't know what.
There's
Asians
Susanna, my friend Walter from California, but there's her. And everyone's like, she's so hot. But
okay, this is a good photo to show.
For Chinese standards, she's not beautiful.
She's not.
But all the foreigners there, all the white guys, the black guys, black Nigerians, like, oh my brother, she's so beautiful, beautiful Chinese girl.
Sure.
I'm like, she's alright.
Interesting.
For Chinese, she's not beautiful.
So, from what I understand, Vietnamese women
are so gorgeous.
Huh?
Oh, foreigners who've been to China and who've been to Vietnam are like, Vietnamese women are so good looking.
But in Asia, but in Asia they're not. I mean, I'm sorry, in China they're not.
In China, keep this in mind. In China, there are more women than men. No, wait, I said that wrong. There are more men than women. It's like
and they don't do that transgender shit.
1.4 to 1. It's like 1.4 to 1. That's the ratio of men to women. So there are so many single men. And so they go to Vietnam to find wives. They go to Vietnam, Philippines, and Thailand to find wives.
Okay, so now I'm curious. Because recently I dated a Vietnamese chick.
I think they're so beautiful.
I recently dated a Vietnamese chick.
But is the culture beautiful?
So
yeah, they're very polite.
Would you say that this girl is beautiful?
Yeah.
So according to like Chinese standards.
Chinese, they really like exotic people.
Well, everybody likes his art.
Yeah, you're right about that.
Everybody likes somebody different.
Okay, so you would say this person is beautiful.
Even like, okay, so I'll say one thing: the men are more open-minded than the women. Because something to keep in mind is that the women wouldn't really talk to me. Yeah, she's beautiful. Yeah, even Chinese would like her. Yeah, I didn't.
But she's. I was under the impression that Vietnamese was like low man on the totem pole.
Well, just like Filipino and Thai, Chinese think that they're superior. But when it's a single man and his mom's pressuring him, his grandparents pressuring him to get married, have grandkids, or have children, and there's like 1.4 to every one women. I mean, there's way more men than women because that one child policy from 10 years ago.
Wow.
So the men, they go abroad to find wives. You've heard about...
I was unaware.
You've heard about American men who try to find Filipino, Colombian, Russian wives. Chinese they're top tier people too. They go to other countries and find wives. And so for Chinese...
Yeah, I heard it was like Vietnamese and Thais are like ugly.
No.
In terms of like the Asian and like Chinese thing.
Well, because like the most popular beauty is like Korean and Japanese beauty. But those men, they don't care. For Chinese standards, they want to be white skin. Everyone has an umbrella so they don't get dark. But even if Vietnamese and Thai are dark, they're still beautiful for them. Like,
wow.
Yeah.
Huh.
And they have really good shapes. Vietnamese are curvier than Chinese. Chinese really don't have good bodies. They're just very thin.
Yeah, just flat.
Mm-hmm.
That's interesting.
Yeah, that girl had nice shape.
Yeah. Vietnamese have good shapes. Even if they're small, they're proportional.
But what are they good at?
So here's another thing that
food is very good.
Okay, but here's another thing I heard about dating Asian. So dating Asian, and these could all be stereotypes, but maybe you know, maybe you don't. You've been living there for 4 years now, so you might have a perspective. I heard that in Asian dating to Asian marriage, the whole goal for a woman is to get the man, and once she has the man, it's like she rules everything. She makes all the decisions. She's like, it's like a gotcha moment. Like as soon as she marries the man, and like that's just the way their society is. And from that point on, the man can never satisfy the woman. The woman is always just this like figurehead over the entire household. Is there accuracy to that?
Well, I know that's true in dating. In dating, the Chinese girls are so high maintenance. They want you to treat them like a princess, and they act like babies. They act like little girls.
Do they have like a high suicide rating over there?
Like in Japan, it's pretty similar.
Well, I know Japan, but China.
Yeah, because they work a lot. They work in China. There's this concept of 996. No wait, it's 669. I'm sorry. You work no, what is it? It's 996. I can't remember. But basically you work 9 hours a day.
They have it's in their culture, like they are aware of that. Like they kind of like address it, right?
I can't think of it right now, but it's 9 hours a day, 6 days a week. From 9 to I can't remember.
Okay,
yeah.
It's either 996 or 669. But the point is, they work a lot. They work a lot.
They know
they get 1 day off.
Yeah.
They work early morning up until late at night.
But
and so it's not happy. I mean, they get very.
Did you know of the areas of like their child working in like a factory?
When everybody says, "Oh, there's children working in factories, children are making your iPhones," that's other countries. That's Vietnam or Thailand,
Indonesia,
and maybe
China.
No.
China's too bougie.
Yeah,
some parts, most of
it. Yeah, it's still developing, but
in China, most of the people that live there are just like old Chinese men living in cages.
Was there any
Okay.
Was there any technology?
Tell me about the cage elderly living in cages scenario. Have you ever seen that?
Never seen it.
Do you know if that's a thing or if it's not?
I've never heard of that.
I've never heard of that.
Because I've seen Vice documentaries of it.
Unless you're talking about in Hong Kong, where it's the most expensive real estate.
So I've seen on like Vice documentaries where they talk about the elderly Chinese population they basically are like pushed to the side, and they're literally living in like apartment buildings, and in this, like maybe a room like this, and in this room there's just like what you would think like a German Shepherd sized dog cage would be, and these people are living in them, like up to the ceiling.
Yeah.
And so they just crawl into their little dog cage. Yeah, they just crawl in a cage.
How much was your rent?
Oh, it's very cheap. I pay like $200.
Was that part of your program you were doing or something?
It's part of, because I live on campus, like at the teachers' apartments.
Oh, okay.
But I gotta say one thing, like in China they have something called tier cities. So I could explain it in terms of USA.
Okay.
New York and Los Angeles would be tier 1. New York and Los Angeles would be tier 1 cities. They're the best. They represent the country the best. Tier 2s would be Chicago, Houston, Miami. Those are tier 2 cities.
I see.
And then tier 3 would be like
Burleson.
No, not at all. That wouldn't even be
Springtown.
that wouldn't be tiers at all.
Waco.
No, tier 3s would be like Denver, Dallas, Las Vegas, New Orleans, Miami.
I mean, Dallas is the number 9 city in the country.
Yeah, but I'm talking about quality, how it represents the country. Like, they want this city, like, tourists go there and they're impressed.
So, what's the number 1 for us?
I've only, like, New York and LA are the tier 1s. Okay. Those are the best. They represent the countries the most. No, Miami's tier 3, probably.
Okay.
Chicago and Houston are tier 2, I would say.
Interesting.
But anyway, the point, even if, like, that's up to perspective. But anyway, in China, they have tier 1, 2, and 3. And I've been to tier 1, 2, and 3 cities. I've lived in... China only has 4 tier 1 cities. Beijing, Shanghai, Guangzhou, and Shenzhen. I've lived in Guangzhou and Shenzhen. Shenzhen is where I live now. They're both tier 1 cities. I visited a tier 1.5 city, and it's kind of the same thing. But then tier 2 cities are still awesome. So I know New York would be like a tier 1 city. I would say in China, LA would be like a tier 2 city.
Have you met anybody that made a lot of money over there? Makes a lot of money?
Yeah, usually, yeah. But on average, the foreigners, if you're a foreign teacher, it doesn't matter if you teach kindergarten, elementary, middle, or high school, or university. On average, we make 4 times the national average.
Wow.
3 or 4 times the national average.
Wow.
So all the Chinese, when they look at us, they're like, oh, these are foreigners who make a lot of money.
Wow.
And that's just if you're a teacher. If you're a business owner, you even make more. Because a lot of people, they go there.
You ever thought about doing something?
I'm thinking about setting up a business. Because like Susanna, I always try to say, hey, you're not working. Like, look, do this research. Let's start a business. I'll give you like $5,000, $10,000.
Who would say that?
I would tell Susanna this and she wouldn't find the motivation.
They have like government programs and stuff.
It's nothing related to the government. It's like what they do, foreigners, is that they find something, like one thing in specific, like specifically like one niche. Like, you want to sell sunglasses? Yeah, whatever country they're from, they ship to their home country that one product, and they become rich.
So what could it be?
Like, for example, I could have like really awesome T-shirts for Chicano people.
Yeah.
Or I could have like
people that like Chicanos.
It could be, and I'll print cheap stuff over there, ship it over here to a warehouse or somebody's house.
Oh, okay.
And when they order, it could be on eBay or whatever, and we'd have a cheaper price because we're specifying to that one specific product. So we would beat Amazon or eBay on that one product.
If you want to do something, let's do it.
I mean, yeah, you'd need extra space because you got to think what happens.
We'll get a warehouse, shit.
If that merchandise comes and nobody's buying it online, we have to be able to sell it like out of the trunk of a car at the pulga, or we have to be able to move it here.
What are they? What's
it's good to look at Amazon to see what's popular.
Yeah. It's like what's that one they have over there? Wayfair or it's like their Amazon.
Oh, Alibaba.
Oh, Alibaba. Yeah.
But Taobao is really what their Amazon is. Taobao.
Yeah.
I buy Taobao all the time.
They have like
Taobao.
they have they have Mexican. They have like Uber Eats and shit.
Yeah, it's called
Yeah, but do they have-
DD.
Do they have Mexican in?
No. But every big city
This
has
is not
Mexican
switching,
restaurants.
but It's not switching. Yeah. Right around the corner.
Vagine. Man, it's so late.
So you've been there 4 years. You taught how many kids?
Well, at the kindergarten I taught at for 3 years, I would teach 30 kids a year. But one group I taught for pre-K and kindergarten.
Is there one kid that you thought that was like, he's gonna do something? This little kid, he's got something.
Well, for me, it was the first time being in a private school setting. Because in the U.S., I taught public schools. I taught so many years of public schools that I thought, I don't want to do this ever again. Ever. But then I go to China and I teach private school kindergarten. All their parents are well off.
When you say well off, how would you compare well off?
Well, I mean, they
in the
have...
United States
Compared to
terms?
us.
They have 3-story houses, summer homes, and then they have BMWs,
Multiple homes.
Lexuses,
So what? Okay.
and they pay for their kids to go to school $10,000 a year at kindergarten, and they're gonna do that for kindergarten, first,
Oh,
second,
no
third,
way.
all the way to university.
So how would you
Golly.
how would you compare that to like the United States? Like how much U.S. dollars
They
is that equivalent?
make so much money in the U.S. that I don't even mingle with people who make that much money in the U.S. But yet in China,
what would you-
I was aware.
how
I
much-
was interacting with
How
them.
much money is that?
Definitely well over.
$500,000 a year.
I don't know. Because you got to think, these kids, they're paying
They pay a lot of taxes
10,000
too.
tuition at kindergarten,
They pay
and they're
probably
going to
half
keep on
the
doing that.
taxes, too.
And okay, so and they have a lot of them have 2 or 3 siblings, and a lot of them have nannies. There's one nanny for each kid.
From what I understand, and I could be wrong about this, but I thought that Asian families would like they're funny because they'll spend a lot of money on like clothing or assets or things that show value, but then on like food they'll buy like dirt cheap stuff or like underwear. It's like like they're very frugal on things that are not seen.
That might be like Asians in the U.S., but in China, if they're poor, they're frugal, of course. But if they're well off, yeah, they'll everything. They splurge on everything, and they'll still have savings and investments.
Okay.
There are rich people like that in the U.S. It's just I don't know any.
But you,
Okay, so-
you
but
got
if
you got the drive now. You want to be one of those guys.
Okay, but if you
Not
had
necessarily.
to
Maybe.
create an equivalent, do those people that you're talking about do they make $200,000 a year?
Maybe 300,000 a
So
year. I
they
would
make
say.
$300,000 a year.
Yeah.
Those are like the hyper wealthy of China.
Mhm. Yeah.
300,000 a year. That's interesting.
I just think there's probably more of them than there is over here.
I see. I don't really see that as a lot of money. I know it sounds funny, but I don't.
Well, because the national average here is like 50 to 70,000 a year,
Yeah.
all over the country.
I'll be happy with 300,000 a year.
especially in Texas. Because in California and New York, it doesn't go that far.
Oh, yeah.
I was just thinking, by the way you described it, that you were talking about
You have your condo, you have your anywhere.
people that are making $500,000 a year and up. Like that's what I thought you were. I thought you were saying like they make $1 million a year. Like so, for instance, you know my best friend Jacob. I mean, his fiance last year, I think she made like $1.6 million. Like that's a lot of money.
Yeah.
But you said 300,000, which is a lot of money. I'm not saying it's. I'm not
You know how much that is a day?
I'm not diminishing that whatsoever. But you're talking about the most wealthiest city in China.
No, it's like it's not the most wealthiest.
You called it a first.
He's talking about two
You
tier.
called it a first tier.
Or 3 tier.
Yeah,
You
but
said in Shenzhen.
in every big city, they have people. Every city has rich people like this.
Yeah. Okay.
So what?
It's not even a small number.
What
of
is
the
their
percentage.
industry? What are their industries? What are like the industries that these particular people are primarily working in?
So I'm thinking about the parents I used to teach. I mean, the kids' parents who I used to teach. Some of them were architects. Some were doctors, like medical doctors. Others were engineers. Others were architects. And the architects would design bridges, skyscrapers. Yeah, that's it. Those are the kind of jobs they had.
Engineers, architects. Interesting.
So what places have you visited over there that had like a real historic significance, like something big happened there, or maybe something magical, or you know, something have to do with the nation or something?
I mean, I've been to Hong Kong like 3 times. That's pretty interesting because it was under British rule for like 99 years.
What? I don't know.
Or 100 years. 1999 is when they gave it back to China. The lease was up.
Were you?
Lease.
Did you hear anything about Taiwan?
It's a big issue.
Big topic over there.
Over there, no. Over there, Hong Kong and Taiwan are not different countries. They're China.
Yeah. And
But for the rest of the world, what am I saying? For the rest of the world, Taiwan and Hong Kong are independent countries.
Well, Taiwan thinks that they're independent, right?
Taiwan says that they're the real China. They're the real legitimate China.
Oh shit.
Yeah, so it's bad. So not long ago, John Cena, you know John Cena.
Oh yeah.
What?
John Cena made a
How do you get
comment.
involved?
He made a comment about Taiwan, and he basically identified them as their own country. And there was a lot of backlash in the Fast and Furious community because,
The movie?
well, wasn't John Cena in Fast and Furious for
Oh,
a
yeah,
little bit?
okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So he literally made a statement of apology, and I didn't realize
He speaks Mandarin. Yeah.
and he speaks Mandarin well.
He's a very good speaker. Yeah.
He speaks Mandarin
Because
well.
they know much
And he did
money.
this whole apology, saying, "I'm sorry that I identified Taiwan as its own, independent country," and that was it.
What celebrity actors did you see, or celebrities in general, did you see over there that were, like talking fucking Mandarin and shit?
Just John Cena.
That's it?
Really?
I don't think any other celebrity speaks Chinese.
Wow.
I thought there was a whole bunch, like, I know Arnold did it.
Mm-mm.
Or maybe that was Japan.
So John Cena is the only American actor because he speaks Mandarin, right?
I know LeBron James was maybe like
NBA's.
face over there or something.
I mean, all the NBA like NBA basketball is like basketball is the number 2 sport there besides table tennis, ping
They
pong.
let you watch NBA?
I mean, yeah, they broadcast it all the time. But Chinese, they love the NBA.
Do they have like a Hooters?
Mm-mm.
What would it be called?
They did have Hooters. There was Hooters in 2 different cities, but They weren't very popular.
What?
In Thailand, they're popular. But in China, no.
You never been to Taiwan, though?
No, not yet.
I'm down to do something. Shit. Well, let me know. You gonna go somewhere.
In China, they don't have enough girls with big hooters to work at Hooters.
Oh, dang.
So they lose the whole concept.
What do they call it?
No, like, there's franchises like Hooters actually went. They had like actual Hooters franchises there. Yeah. They just didn't have good quality girls.
But they have breast implants?
No? It's very rare.
Wow.
But it's becoming more common, like, to see girls with not ass implants, but ass padding, wearing those yoga pants, and they have padding to make their asses look bigger.
Wow. Do they try to make themselves look real skinny and tall?
Yes, well, definitely skinny, like with a small waist and a big ass, but it's fake. It's padding.
They try to dress like anime kids.
It's not very common.
With tentacles all over the place.
Anime is not very. I mean, cosplay. It's not very common there.
You didn't see any UFOs?
No.
Nothing.
Mm-mm.
Do you think they exist?
Maybe from what I've seen on all the Rogan podcasts.
It makes sense, right? There's shit going on.
And the aliens are so weird looking because maybe they're not people. Maybe they're like drones or avatar, what they're sending abroad.
I can see it.
Because if your ship's going to go so fast, an organic being can't survive. So they have like their droid.
Yeah. It's like our drones. Our shit can go real fast. You see that one where they had like they put an AI on a drone to make it do like a course, the little racing drones, and they made it do a course, and that motherfucker was just like lightning path.
Wow.
And like no way a normal person could keep up with it.
Person couldn't survive it.
Yeah. Like they can do some shit, and that's the shit we can do. Like with normal,
right?
We can go by. So they got shit. They definitely got stuff. But so, what's the most futuristic thing you saw up there? Are they ahead of us when it comes to their?
It's 50-50. They're way ahead of us, and as far as public transportation. Because every city has like a subway and the buses are efficient. And they're way ahead of us because imagine Apple
Pay. We need a fucking bullet car.
Yeah, and we don't have that.
I heard that we're gonna get one from here to Houston.
Elon Musk is working on them in the U.S. and also Amtrak.
You want a Tesla?
Not really, but I mean maybe eventually.
You want to come back and like start making money. You need while you're over there. You need to make some connections so you can have some shipped back, right?
Maybe, yeah.
If you need, we'll get a warehouse.
If I figure out what's in demand here, I can make an investment.
Hey, we can all come together and shit. But I think that they do it all the time, like you said.
There's still room for it.
Yeah.
But besides public transportation, imagine Apple Pay.
It would have to be our own product that we could make.
Kind of design.
Yeah.
For the needs of.
And you just push out your own jackets or your own shirts that say things. Texas, that'll work. It's all about networking anyway.
Something about like Texas shirts or Texas hats or clothing. It could work, yeah. Yeah,
no, I went to the family breakfast. And I talked to Kenneth, and he's done a lot. He's got his business, and he's got like a fucking a degree in business and all that. Like, and he told me some stuff. He told me to go to this one place. Cause I gotta try to build up my business, but I've been thinking about that, and I'm gonna get into. I really want to get into real estate and doing all that, and so shit. I don't know if they do that over there. You can buy land. Can't buy
For us,
land.
we can't. Foreigners can't buy land in China.
Oh, but they can buy land over here.
Yeah, and they do. Yeah.
They buy a whole bunch of land, and they act like they're saving it from us. But
And everybody who owns a business in China, every foreigner, they don't own it alone. They all have a 50-50 Chinese partner. Legally, that's the way it has to be. If we open a Mexican restaurant, we need let's say it's two of us.
But you have somebody like that.
We would have a Chinese partner, and it would be 50-50 the Chinese partner and us.
But you got somebody like that.
No, I know a lot of foreign bars, like Mexican, Indian restaurants, British pubs.
But you got friends
Irish
over there
pubs,
that
and they
go
all
in on you, go in on something with you.
I do, but they're usually foreigners.
Yeah.
I know one Chinese guy. Like out of all my friends
Out of
there,
all the time, you just
no, it sounds funny, but all my friends there are foreign people, whether they're Filipino, Mexican, American, British, Nigerian. But out of all of them, there's only one Chinese who I'm really close to. And he's business oriented. He just needs the money.
Yeah. That's cool, man. That's a good experience. I'm glad you did it.
Yeah. I mean, these whole 4.5 years I've been there, I've just been focused on acclimating, getting used to work. Now that I'm used to it and my wife left, I have time to think about business now.
Are you doing good with that? Is that like? I know it's a hard thing, but you got cousins, you got everybody around you. You gotta. I know you talk to them about it, but it's the more people you got with you, the better. Like, you got to really be able to open up certain things. And
well, I mean, it's hard, like losing someone, because you think about
the
possibilities.
She's not. She's somewhere. People. It is what it is, and if it happened, if she comes back, it's meant to be, because she will see that, you know. She just got it. It's a natural thing. I think it's not something bad, and it happens. And
I mean,
it could always happen. It could always happen again if they're really meant to be. So
yeah, I'm not worrying or stressing too much. I'm bummed out about it, but
it's hard to please. It's hard to please anybody, and I know you're not totally happy whether she comes back or not, and she won't be totally happy, and that's and it's all perspective, and everybody has to see the alternative when it comes to who they want to be with, and that happens to every you just put somebody in a real tough situation, going a foreign land, and it's just you and them. But you did best than most people, I think. You gave it your all. That's the only thing you can say. You gave it. You tried it, and the results are you experienced some. You experienced a lot of good stuff. And the majority of the time, it was good, happy times. That's the reality of it.
In the end, I feel like I wasn't sure if I should take her. I was 50-50, but then when she went, and I started thinking, most girls wouldn't have gone.
Yeah.
Like, they're like, why would I go to China? I'm like, why?
Yeah.
Live there? Why? Give everything up that I know? But she did, so I'm glad she did. Most of the times were good. But now she said she doesn't want to be in China. That she just got tired of China.
Yeah, and I can see that. And you got a year left, and she could probably get some things done when she's here and like focus on something. Really, it was all about you. And she was there. She gave it. She gave you 4 years of good memories, support. Yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
So that's the support that she. So you got to give it to her.
And I was thinking, like, when she left, I'm like, oh, I don't know how I could do this without her. And then when she said she doesn't want to be with me, I'm like, oh, how could I survive in China alone? I'm all by myself. But the last 2 weeks, I've been feeling good.
Yeah.
Out of all the possibilities, so
you get used to anything. You can get used to it, and you do the year, and it'll be a totally different experience because you are there by yourself.
Mm-hmm.
And that's just where, it is what it is. That's now you got a chance to just explore a little bit different. But like you said, you can have goals on, and that's the thing too. When couples have to come together with their goals. And if they can't do that, then that has to be a big priority. They got to understand that, look, we're in this together. We're trying to accomplish certain things. It's of course there's going to be good and bad times, but we bound together. We're going to do something together. We're trying to accomplish things together. And that's when that perspective goes away, then of course you really don't want to have to explain yourself all the time. And that's at least I don't. But and I get it. And it's hard. It's hard to please her. But yeah, she didn't do nothing wrong. You didn't do nothing wrong. Y'all gave it a try. You lived life.
Mm-hmm.
Your dad would be proud. Everybody's proud. And I think that's all it comes down to. And now it's what's here. What's going to happen next? What can you do next? What is Conrad Herrera going to accomplish? You've done a lot, and it's definitely not over. So
no, I still want to accomplish a lot more. I have a lot of plans.
Yeah, I think that's it's always good. You gotta. That's the main thing about living life. It's hard to have somebody on the same path, the same goals. And you can't knock nobody for that. It's just what it is.
Yeah, and at the same time, I feel like I was taking care of her 4.5 years, showing her a good time, and when she left, I'm like, I kind of respect her because she's changing her life completely, and I mean going back home to her parents, but it was still a big leap of faith. And I remember her last day there. We went out to a bar and restaurant, and she was just crying a lot, and she's like, this is the hardest decision I ever made. But at that time she wasn't leaving me. We were still gonna do a long distance.
Yeah.
But then after 2 weeks she changed her mind. I just want to be alone.
Yeah. But
I have no idea what caused that, but oh well.
It's hard.
Can't change her mind.
Yeah, it's different age, it's different times. Marriage is a very obscure concept in today's world,
Yeah, it's not like that holy vow.
Yeah.
The holy vow like it used to be.
No, and really, you're gonna find those girls at church.
Yeah.
You're gonna meet those girls that are really for all that, or
through thick and thin.
Yeah.
Through.
You're gonna find them at church, and they believe about that, and they're gonna do everything to keep you happy, but it's just the culture. So can never don't knock yourself. You've done a lot, definitely, and what's really important is, what are you gonna? It's up to you, of course. You can be like Boomhauer and be like, oh yeah, I'll go off. You're born into this world, man. You see, you heard that one?
No.
You're born into this world, and you dust to dawn, dust in the wind. No, but that's a good meme. But yeah, it's all about living, man, having fun. That's what this podcast it's good. It's good, man. I like it. I wish more people would join me, but maybe, who knows? I can get a little clip out of it. Maybe it'll go viral, and then everybody can, get some money from it. And that's what it's really about. And I'm gonna put myself out there, and I want to, I got some videos, but you really got to be creative with it. It's fun thinking about shit like that.
Do you spend a lot of time going through the videos after, seeing what clips you could put out there?
No, I haven't done that yet.
No.
I haven't. I've listened to some, but yeah, I haven't. The thought has crossed my mind, but I haven't done it yet. It's just my ADD. That's why I need that Adderall. I heard that it gets people focused. But
people with ADD, ADHD, yeah, that makes them focus. But if you don't have it, it'll get you really, really wired.
Yeah. See that? I definitely know I got some form of ADHD, because it's hard to finish a certain thing, or
you get too distracted.
Self-destruct. Like, I get distracted, yeah. That, I'm pretty sure it's everybody. It's in our food, it's in the sugar. It's on TV, it's in the media.
But also, like, do you get enough sleep?
Yeah, I get sleep. But I'm trying to use my brain more than my hands, my muscle, and make the next move and do like these rich white people and have fucking trust funds and fucking LLCs and houses and
yeah.
And it's really just, applying yourself. But
diversified portfolio.
Yeah, exactly. But just gotta live, man, and go to concerts, do shit. I'm going to Vegas May. That's the only thing I got planned. But just gotta get stuff going, man. Have fun. Who else have you seen since you've been back?
I stayed at Hillary's house, so this is the first time out. Yesterday I couldn't go out, like I was too jet lagged.
Oh yeah, you're probably still feeling it.
A little bit, yeah. Like I slept so much today.
It's 4:30.
I'm only awake because all the whiskey I drank, but I didn't even get drunk. It woke me up.
Adrian's probably not gonna remember most of this.
Yeah. Is he asleep right now? Probably.
Yeah, you know that.
Yeah. The alcohol woke me up, but I'm not really buzzed. I'm just awake.
Yeah.
But had I been awake, I would have been buzzed. Oh, dropping it.
Yeah. It's good you came back. So I'm glad you decided to come back.
I mean, I'm gonna go back to China though, but
yeah, I know,
I'll come back in the summer.
But you weren't going to at first.
Yeah. After Christmas, I just got so lonely. Christmas there sucked.
They don't care about it.
Not really, no.
It's just an everyday thing.
But even with like the foreign community, I think a lot of foreigners went to their home countries. Or it was COVID, they weren't going out. It was so boring. But yeah, here it's a big deal.
Yeah, they keep it lively. Yeah, I can only imagine how it is somewhere else, but over here it's definitely different. You know, when I went to Greece, it was like, man, this is fucking third world. It felt like.
Yeah. It's not like on the movies where it's like the cradle of civilization, or I guess the birthplace of democracy. It was third world.
Just rock, like everything made out of rocks.
Like the sidewalks weren't level, and
they had like old fucking brick roads, and it's but where I was in Sparta, but even when I went to Athens, it was like that, like, and it just congested, and you didn't feel like, you know, like anything new. Like, it was all old shit. Man, that's what they
probably just survive on tourism.
Oh yeah, they want to keep it that way. They want to keep it like that. But,
besides tourism, they survive on Greek yogurt.
They have some good. Their food is good though. You can tell their vegetables are fresh. Like, no big corporations in them. But who knows?
Well, they say like the Greek cuisine is like Mediterranean, so it's like Egyptian, a little like Italian.
Yeah. I want to go to see the pyramids.
Oh yeah.
You ain't see no pyramids over there?
Mm-mm. Oh, they don't have pyramids in China.
Supposedly they do.
Mm-mm.
Yeah, there is. They just don't tell them. They don't tell the people there. If you look it up, you'll find a whole bunch. They're everywhere. And the one that the first emperor, what's his name? Qing.
The Qing dynasty?
Yeah. They wanted to look into his tomb. His tomb's like a pyramid.
Oh, really?
Yeah. But they say it's like mercury rivers like it's all tripped out inside.
Mm.
Well, you're gonna sleep here?
I don't know. Adrian's my ride, so I'll have to wait for him.
Yeah.
Maybe I'll take it. Yeah, take it easy, chill out.
Yeah, you can lay back right there.
Lay back.
Right there.
With my mind on my money.
But it was good. We got this podcast in. I wish I could have switched it, but we got some good video.
I wish I would have gotten here earlier.
Yeah. Still got more days.
Yeah, I'll come back.
See how many people we can get in here. But yeah, it's good. It's a good surprise. I'm glad I text Adrian back.
Yeah, I'm glad you were still awake.
Yeah. All right.
Signing off.
Signing off. Till next time.